This time we got the new Honor 200 Pro Global Edition, a phone that reinforces Honor's traditional strengths like extreme eye-friendliness, beautiful appearance, easy-to-use system, etc. The camera on this 200 Pro has a big upgrade. Not only does it have the strongest camera hardware in a mid-range phone, it also has a co-branding with the famous studio Harcourt Paris. So let's see how the Honor 200 Pro performs this time. The Honor 200 Pro comes in a white packaging which has a 100-watt charger and an A2C cable in addition to the phone. It is worth mentioning that the phone not only supports the 100-watt Honor private protocol but also the high-power PPS protocol. More detailed tests are in the battery and charging section. The Honor 200 Pro has a similar family design to the 100 Pro this time around, a similar capsule-shaped camera module which Honor calls the realm of art. It is really better looking than the cookie-cutter round camera design. We got the version in white, and if you look closely, the white back cover has this water flow-like texture underneath. The finish of the back cover is also very commendable. It uses frosted glass as the material, and when I touched the back cover, it provided a unique touch that has always been similar to velvet. The 200 Pro uses a 6.78-inch quad-curved display screen with very little curvature on the top and bottom, and slightly more curvature on the left and right sides. When compared to some phones, the Honor screen has a much less curvature on the sides, and it won't be green at the sides. It weighs less than 200 grams, yet amazingly, it comes with a 5200 mAh battery. Here we have a phone that positioned the same, it only has a 4700 mAh battery. How do they stuff such a big battery into this thin and light mobile phone? Must be another engineering marvel then. Although the Honor 200 Pro does look very polished, my only complaint is that it has a plastic center frame. If it is a phone that isn't about the looks, I wouldn't care if it is metal, plastic, or some eco-friendly recycled material, but the Honor 200 Pro is different, and the plastic bezel feels a bit jarring to me personally. I've also compiled a list of features that we all care about here, so you can pause and take a closer look. This time, the Honor 200 Pro comes with the AS Gen 3. In the Genshin Impact, when set to the highest graphics to test the phone in the fountain area, the average power consumption was only about 5.5 watts, so it's clear that the phone is running a more conservative strategy. This performance is close to that of the Xiaomi CV, but the Honor 200 Pro lags a bit behind in the scores. Maybe it is not optimized for scoring software. Although it opted for such a strategy, I still think it is the right choice. One, because the AS Gen 3 isn't really efficient at high loads due to cache degradation, and two, because the cooling capacity on such a thin and light phone obviously struggles. I'm not going to complain about this since almost every thin and light phone on the market were made this way. Certainly in everyday use and in most games, the Honor 200 Pro performs no differently than performance phones with AS Gen 3. I'm sure a lot of people who chose phones from Honor for its eye comfort display. This time around, the 200 Pro really excels. Starting with its basic specs, it is a 6.78-inch OLED screen with a manual maximum brightness of 600 nits, a full screen peak brightness of 1200 nits, and a peak window brightness of 4000 nits. In terms of dimming strategy, when it's above 35% brightness, it is ultra high duty ratio DC dimming. Below 35%, it is a 3840 Hz PWM dimming, and because of this screen has a LTPS, so compared to LTPO, it has better flicker control. So in this part, it is almost one of the best screens on the market. In addition to hardware level low blue light, this screen also supports Honor OSIS eye protection. In short, it will change color temperature of the screen based on the time, the use scenarios, and ambient light. It is worth noting that the front and rear camera will test the ambient light at the same time to make the best settings. So if you are sensitive to flickers, then Honor phones is indeed the best choice. The Honor 200 Pro's camera gets a big upgrade with the main camera using the H9000 just like the flagship Magic 6 Pro, and the telephoto camera is debuting the new Sony IMX856. In terms of hardware, I'd call it one of the most powerful cameras among mid-range phones. For comparison, I chose the Xiaomi 13 with the same main camera, ultra-wide and telephoto combo, very close in focal length. At first, I thought it was going to be a close race, but when I checked the photos on my computer I took, I realized that the 200 Pro has a big upgrade in the camera. First of all, I really like the authentic color mode. I took some photos and this color mode helps me to get more texture to color easily. The HDR performance of these two phones is completely different. In this photo taken by ultra-wide camera, you can see that the Honor has just the right amount of control over the highlights of the poster. With this phone, I got a poster with rich colors and details. The same thing occurs in the telephoto camera. In addition to this artificial light, the better HDR effect is also there in this photo. The clouds in the 200 Pro's photo are clearly more layered and pleasing to our eyes. In terms of sharpness, the bigger and newer sensor also gives the 200 Pro a huge advantage. I'll put out some samples so you can pause and take a closer look. For portraits, the Honor 200 Pro has 3 different color modes, all from the collabs with the famous studio Harcourt Paris. I personally prefer the Harcourt Classic, which offers a black and white color similar to the high contrast of the wet plate processing, allowing me to ignore the colors and focus on the light and the model. It's really a fun way to do photography. Like we mentioned, the Honor 200 Pro has a 5200 mAh silicone carbon battery. For everyday use, it is a huge improvement over the Xiaomi 14CV. This time, the 200 Pro support up to 100 watt wireless charging and 66 watt wireless charging, and it takes about 48 minutes to fully charge the battery. In addition to Honor's private protocol, it also supports the high-power PPS protocol, which has a maximum input power of around 50 watts, meaning that a random high-power charger will be able to achieve a decent charging speed for this phone. So in my opinion, the Honor 200 Pro is a very unique phone. Extreme eye protection screen, beautiful appearance, unique camera, big battery. These are the reasons why I chose this. Now, what do you think about Honor 200 Pro? Leave your comment down below. I'm Will from China. See you next time.